So the popularity of IB board schools is rising in India. Many of the schools are now offering both the options of CBSE or ICSE board as well as the IB board. Some of the schools are offering the IB choice from class 9th onwards. Some of them are offering that choice from class 11th onwards. Should you take that option? Should you make your kid switch from an Indian board to a IB board? What are the pros and cons, and is IB worth it? That's the question that I want to discuss in today's video. So here's to all the parents and high school kids out there. Let's think about what's the right board for you. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope 2024 is off to a great start for you all. We are just crossing 40,000 subscribers on Scholar Strategy YouTube channel, and I just cannot believe it. So very grateful to everyone who is here supporting us, for liking our videos, for subscribing to the channel. I truly appreciate it. Now, I have recently acquired the status of being a parent myself, and I cannot help think how tricky it is to plan your kid's future. I've personally seen how difficult it is to decide a school for your kid these days in India. As a career coach, I often get pulled into the conversation in my family and friend circle whose kids are now thinking about their career choices and all. So yes, I see the dilemmas all around. We have so many school choices in Delhi NCR itself. In fact, there are some popular IB board schools here like Pathways, Genesis, Shiv Nadar, Sri Ram, American Embassy School, Excelsior, and so on. So this video is for all parents whose children are entering 9th grade soon and they are wondering whether it's worth moving them to an IB school. In this video, I will look at 3 factors which will help you decide which board is right for you, and especially if IB board is right for you or not. Now to begin with, let me give you a quick recap on IB terminology. IB, or the International Baccalaureate Board, was started in Geneva, Switzerland. India has now 150 plus schools that offer IBDP, or the diploma program, which you can think of as class 11th and 12th program. And there are 44 IB continuum schools which offer all 3 IB programs, which is the primary years, middle years program, and diploma program. That is right from the primary classes up until class 12. So there are 44 schools that offer that. So if you combine them both, there are 250 plus IB schools in India now, and the number is only going to increase. Now at 24 North Star, we have been working with IB, Cambridge Board, CBSE, ICSE board students, and here are 3 factors that will help you decide which board will suit you the most. So please note that when I say CBSE, I mean CBSE or ICSE or Indian board schools, and we will be comparing it with IB board and looking at the pros and cons. So number one factor is career goal. Ask yourself, is your kid preparing for or another competitive exam in India? If yes, then it is better to stick to CBSE schools, because the curriculum of CBSE and ICSE much better aligns with these exams. They will ask questions that are covered in CBSE board coursework, whereas IB board is structured very differently and has no overlap with competitive exam syllabus in India. Life can be pretty hell if an IB board kid is preparing for JEE, because there's no overlap between the two and he has to manage both those things, and there's only so much time. But where IB board really shines is if your kid has study abroad aspirations. Now let's talk about US. Applying to US colleges can be easier for an IB board kid because number one, IB board curriculum includes projects and activities that carry a lot of weight in US college admissions. On the other hand, a CBSE or ICSE student will need to do these additional activities, take extra tests like AP exams to be able to compete for good colleges in US. Second factor is IB school has counselors who are well versed with requirements of study abroad applications. For example, when you apply to US colleges, you need to fill out a common app, and it includes a section on school report and LORs. Your school has to submit these documents. If your school does not know how to do this, then your application can get compromised. So what I'm trying to say is that IB board schools understand foreign college applications, so you don't need to worry about it. But if you are in a CBSE school where a lot of kids do not even apply for studying abroad, then you will have to work harder with your school counselor, school principal to get the application components done correctly and submitted on time. This is all just extra effort and hassle. Of course, many CBSE schools understand this too, especially the popular ones. So decide based on your career goal, aspirations, which board will suit you better. Now, the bottom line is, if you want your kid to aim for IIT and Indian medical or law colleges, please stay in a CBSE or ICSE school. But if you have global aspirations, you can seriously consider IB board. Now, let me give you a warning or caveat here. We are seeing a lot of parents who planned the competitive exam route for their kids, but figured out later that the child is not cut out for the exam preparation. They are then deciding to apply for colleges abroad when they are in class 11th or class 12th, and this is not really optimal. Studying abroad requires a holistic profile which someone studying in CBSE schools and preparing for JEE usually does not have. So please decide as early as class 8th or 9th as to which path you want to take for your kid. Now let's look at the second factor which will help us decide, and this is the budget. Let's be honest, IB schools are fairly expensive. Expect to spend 1 to 5 lakh in annual fee for an IB education. On the other hand, CBSE schools are more affordable and the fee can vary. In any range, you can find a cheaper school as well. This is the reason many parents do not go for IB schools even if they have study abroad aspirations and are budget conscious. Now, please do know that study abroad itself can be expensive for most of the countries like US and some countries in Europe. Families which can afford to study abroad will most likely be able to afford IB school fee as well. So depending on your budget, please decide whether you can really go for IB board or not. Now let's look at the third and the final factor, which is the learning style of your child. CBSE education emphasizes on learning facts and memorizing information. No wonder the exam questions will ask you questions based on rote learning. Obviously, this does not suit a lot of kids. IB curriculum, in fact, is great for students who are more creative and they want an expansive learning with deep focus on communication, analysis, and presentations. IB students, the ones I've met, I've found them to be extremely articulate in their thoughts and speech. They're able to present the information very well. The IB board offers a highly regarded educational framework for students seeking a holistic, challenging, and interdisciplinary education. What does this mean? So subjects are not taught in isolation in IB board, and students get to explore them through projects and activities that combines the knowledge across subjects and skills from different disciplines, creating a more cohesive understanding of the world. Let's take an example. Like they might be working on sharing the planet project, in which the students might study the impact of water scarcity on a local community. They can then use their knowledge of science, geography, and social studies to research potential solutions, design a campaign to raise awareness, and collaborate with organizations to implement their plan. So from geography to business to science, the same project can cover all these aspects. Such projects are simply not there in CBSE coursework. IB assessments go beyond traditional exams and emphasize on authentic learning experiences. IB students then get to demonstrate their understanding and skills through presentations, portfolios, essays, group projects, and other innovative formats. So no wonder they are much better at communicating or voicing out their thoughts. And on the other hand, they may not be as good in solving a differential equation problem, right? So if we are talking about cracking a hard math problem which is required for an exam like JEE, IB board will not prepare you for that. A CBSE curriculum will be more suited for it. Bottom line is, if your kid hates rote learning or exams based on facts and textbook information, then do consider moving her to IB board. Some students just thrive in this open-ended learning environment that IB school offers. And I must say that the skills that IB focuses on are the very skills that help people thrive in corporate environment, real world situations and society interaction. So I think it's more suited for real world success story, especially the business environment and all. But again, let me give you a warning or caveat here that moving a kid from an Indian board to IB board school is better done earlier rather than later. So it's still better to move them in class 9th itself instead of class 11th, because these are two very different systems and it takes some time adjusting to it, and some kids are not able to adjust to it right away and they might struggle to do that. And with class 11th being you don't have much time left when you're in class 11th, so you don't want to take such an important and momentous decision in an important class like class 11th. So I personally advise that if you want to make this tradition, try doing it by class 9th itself. So I do think that IB board popularity is only going to increase because more and more families and more people are considering global education options these days. So give it a serious thought to decide whether it's right choice for your kid or not. So hope this video was helpful. If you need career or study abroad guidance for your son or daughter, do check out our programs on 24northstar.com. I will leave the link in the description. We have great career discovery program for students in class 9th and 10th, which helps you in finding the ideal pathways for your child and start building a profile that is super competitive for top universities across the world. Our clients have been interviewing at Cambridge, Stanford, and had admits from Ivy League universities. I will be sharing more about that in future videos. So let me know what else you want to know and we will create videos around it. Don't forget to subscribe if you found this video useful. So I have been getting a request a lot to put content around undergraduate applications. So hope this video helps the audience who is looking for that kind of content. So yes, looking forward to get some comments and feedback from you guys below, and I will see you guys with a fresh video next week. Until then, take care. Bye bye.